Welcome to the Dan Stevens Show. This week, the news. 16,500 people killed. Who was the perpetrator? Stay tuned to find out. The weekly serial killer. Aileen Wuornos. Obviously, you're going to find out about her as well. Agony Uncle section. Controversial, that's all I'll say. It does involve Conor McGregor. And Spotify. And the mullet over section, where I answer a philosophical question. All this week on the Dan Stevens Show. Okay, look. We are going to start off with the news. And I'll be honest, I was quite shocked when I discovered this piece of news because it was not where I would expect news like this to be. I was going through the RTE news website, going through all the headlines, and I went in to the climate change section and saw that there was around 16,500 climate change deaths in EU cities. Study is the source there. I was just, first of all, extremely surprised that this wasn't on the front pages. I mean, for so many people to die from one thing, I mean, it should be on the front headlines of the news, not buried away in the climate change section. It's serious stuff, and my heart sank when I saw it. I was quite in shock, actually. Quite in shock. This monster, climate change, killing people indiscriminately. I mean, talk about serial killers. Climate change is a serial killer. I found it tough actually to find the courage to click into this article. But anyway, forgot to do this. This is the news. Alright, so as we go in to take a deeper look into this tragedy, in EU cities as well, no less, they're dying in the cities. We do actually get it when you open up the RTE app and you go into the climate change section. There is a graph. I'll put it on the screen. I will put this one on the screen. Tells you how Ireland was powered. It's looking good. I mean, we're not using much coal. I think that's good. It's mainly natural gas and renewables, and it's climbing still. And some of it's coal has gone down. Look, it's all gone down. We have all the numbers, a daily report of how Ireland is powered today. And then there's another story there, the 8 Swedish glaciers disappeared in 2024. Things are not good, people. Things are not good. I'm very afraid. Now I clicked into this mass death event perpetrated by climate change. What a bastard climate change is, huh? How dare it? Anyway, when I read into it then, this year was Europe's 4th hottest summer on record. It doesn't say when the record goes back to, but it's on record, okay? That's right, okay? Just listen. So, obviously the headline is the 16,500 deaths. Such a tragedy. So scientists estimated that rising they estimated this, by the way. They estimated it, so it's serious. And scientists did it. There's no name. It's just scientists. Okay? They did. They estimated that rising temperatures from human caused. I'm looking at you, mister or missus. It's your fault. Human caused climate change were responsible for roughly 16,500 deaths in European cities. I thought there'd be a list of people who died, but there's no list of people. This summer. So you are responsible for 16,500 deaths in European cities. And they use what? They use modelling to project the toll before official data is released. Don't be a drag, just be a queen. That's what they used. Modelling. This is serious. Sorry if you know anybody or are related to anybody that fell foul of the climate change murder spree, but I'm just reporting the news as it is. It's very scary. So the rapidly produced study, oh, that's good, isn't it? That's always a good study. A rapidly produced one. Is the latest effort by climate and health researchers, fair play to them, to quickly link the death toll during heat waves to global warming. So they've made a quick link. So that means, without waiting months or years to be published in a peer-reviewed journal. Don't wait for that. We need to do it now. And if you're bad, you will get a bag of coal for Christmas. You won't be able to use it. The rapidly produced... Sorry, I read that already. These glasses, huh? The estimated deaths. So it's estimated. Oh, wait a minute. When I go to the headline... Oh, yeah, sorry. They've estimated the amount of deaths. Okay. 16,500. There was around that. Okay. Oh, wait. They were not... The estimated deaths were not actually recorded in the European cities. During Europe, so they've... Okay, sorry. I've misconstrued... I'm sorry, guys. I've misread this. They were not in European cities. They were a projection based on methods such as modelling. Used in previously peer-reviewed studies. Now, so we have peers, we have scientists, we have researchers on the case here. So, okay. Now, death tolls during heat waves are thought to be vastly underestimated because the causes of death recorded in hospitals are normally heart, breathing, or other health problems that particularly affect the elderly when the mercury soars. Okay, so would smoking be... What the hell? Okay, so it's pollen in the air, it must be, or something. Or smoking, maybe. It's nice having a smoke when it's cold out, isn't it? Oh no, in the heat. Yeah, you'd smoke when you're drinking out in this beer garden, wouldn't you? That's climate, I think. That's what they're saying, they must be. To get a snapshot of this summer, a UK-based team of researchers used climate modelling to estimate that global warming made temperatures an average of 2.2 centigrade hotter in 854 European cities between June and August. Using historical data indicating how such soaring temperatures drove up mortality rates, the team, notice the team as well, estimated there were around 24,400 excess deaths in those cities during that time. I hope I'm not sounding like a climate denier here, and I'm not. There's loads of people here, so it's good. There's loads. This is all backed up. Just you don't know by who, or it's not official. It's a quick one. Using historical data indicating how such soaring temperatures drove up mortality rates, the team estimated there were around 24,400 excess deaths in those cities during that time. They then compared this number to how many people would have died in a world that was not 1.3 Celsius warmer due to climate change caused by humans. You bastards. Burning fossil fuels. How dare you keep warm? Nearly 70%, which is 16,500 of the estimated excess deaths were due to global warming. You bastard, global warming. How could you do this? How could you do this to us? Murder, 16.5. Well, yeah. They were due to global warming, according to the Rapid Attribution Study. Pull it up. If it's there, I'll put it up there. If not, it's a lie. I'm sure it's not. I'll put it up there. We're going to the next level with these graphics that I'm going to be putting up. They then compared this number to how many people would have died. Sorry. This means climate change could have tripled the number of heat deaths this summer. What's a heat death? Too long in the sauna? I don't know. Stuck in a tanning booth in a tanning salon? I don't know. Said the study from scientists at, here we go, Imperial College London and epidemiologists in the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine. The team had previously used similar methods to find a similar result for a single European heatwave that started in late June. The researchers said they were not able to compare their estimates to actual excess deaths recorded in European cities this summer because most countries take a long time to publish that data. Someone said, it's just quotation marks, but I don't know who. It's impossible. Oh no, sorry, it will come. It's impossible to get real-time statistics right now. However, the estimates are in the right ballpark. That's what you want to hear from a scientist. That is what you want to hear. Study co-author Frederick Otto told the press conference. And then it says, even more alarming in bold writing, and under it says, the estimates did reflect previous peer-reviewed research, such as Nature Medicine study, which determined there were more than 47,000 heat-related deaths during the European summer of 2023. Numerous prominent climate and health researchers also backed the study. What makes this finding even more alarming is that the methods used in these attribution studies are scientifically robust yet conservative, said atmospheric science researcher Akshay Dioris at the UK's University of Reading. The actual death toll could be even higher. Rome had the most deaths with 835, Athens had 630, and Paris with 409. I love a good death count. I haven't seen one of them in a few years. More than 85% of the estimated excess deaths were among people aged 65 or over. Okay. What's happening to them? It must be respiratory diseases they're getting from the cold weather. No, wait, but it's hot. It's too hot. Okay. Look, it just they're out drinking and smoking too much in the smoking areas or in the beer gardens. The researchers emphasised the study did not represent Europe as a whole because some areas, such as the Balkans, were not included. Why? I don't know. An increase in heatwave temperature of just 2 to 4 degrees centigrade can be the difference between life and death for thousands of people. Oh. What's the temperature? Turn off them radiators! So, this is why heat waves are known as silent killers. Study co-author Gary Fallas Constantinoudis said, this year was Europe's fourth hottest summer on record. Guys, all I'm saying is, it's your fault. Nah, look, I'm going to stop being facetious now with this. I don't know what's going on. I don't know enough about it. But what I do know is that there is a very high ratio of modal verbs being used in this article, which are would, should, could, might. I mean, and then it's just, they take that information and they seem to turn it into a really scary headline. Now, we know that these tactics were used. Anybody with a brain could see that the headlines were very scary during COVID, and then they're very scary now. The thing is, do you agree with using fear as a tactic to scare people into an action? Because it is effective, and it could be for the good. You could be using fear as a tactic to make people do the right thing. So you're tapping into someone's primal instincts to get the results that you want and you think is necessary for the planet, which people who would support this kind of stuff would go along with. There are a lot of people out there who think that it's alarmism, think that it's unnecessary, and maybe think that it's ultimately about control. But to be basically told that it's our fault, I mean, what are we supposed to do? It must be at a higher level. If it is done by humans, surely it's at a higher level where the people deserve the blame. I know this isn't very funny. I hope you don't tune out of this. It's just something that I saw, and it's so ridiculous, to be honest. It's just completely... me personally, my instincts and my gut just look at that and go, that's not right. Like, you can't be doing that to people. I mean, maybe it is all true. I don't know. There's a lot of mites, maybes, historical data. They tell you on record, but don't tell you how long the record has been on record. They say that they've left out countries. They've linked rising temperatures to excess mortality, but don't tell you. They don't correlate which symptoms are caused by which type of weather or when that happens. I don't know. Maybe I need to look into it more, but I just look at this. It's just scaremongering, and the question is again, do you agree with it? And that's for good, or do you think that it's unnecessary? Yeah, so that's the news anyway. When I saw that many deaths, I was like, why is that not in the main headlines? Thousands of people dead. Not one name of anyone who died from it though, but anyway. It's me just being a bad egg. It's me being bad. Stop questioning things. You're wrong. Alright. So that's that anyway. We'll go on to something a bit lighter now. Serial killer of the week. This week, very interesting one. Her name was Aileen Wuornos. She is a female serial killer. Aileen Carol Wuornos, born 1956, executed October 9th, 2002. Between 1989 and 1990, she was engaging in street prostitution along highways in Florida. Jesus. Forget about Jack the Ripper. She's like Jack the Stripper. Sorry, it's serious. Just, I don't mean to be, I don't care actually. While engaging in street prostitution along highways in Florida, you're not allowed to stand on a highway in Florida. I tried to go for a run. I got stopped by the guards in Christmas in Florida. She shot dead and robbed 7 of her male clients. Her victims / clients. I would put a graphic up here of them. So, I mean, you can't really say, like, loving husband, and he was out picking up Aileen. She shot them dead and robbed them. She claimed that her victims had either uh, assaulted sexually or attempted to sexually assault her, and that the homicides were committed in self-defense. She was sentenced to death for 6 of the murders. What about the 7th? Executed in 2002 after spending more than 10 years on Florida's death row. Born in Michigan. She's the film Monster was about her. It's described from her first murder until her execution. I tried to get a picture of her, but pictures of Farrah Fawcett kept coming up. I'll actually put a picture of her up now. There she is. Oh wait, no, that's Russell. Take him there. That's Russell Williams from last week. Jesus. Sorry about that, guys. But if you listen to watch last week's episode, Russell Williams, friend of mine, we call him Colonel Russell. Sorry about that, by the way. That's probably a bit shocking. Now, she killed 7 of a 51-year-old, 47-year-old, 40, 65, 50, 56. Dick Humphreys was one of them. Troy Barres, Peter Siebens, Charles Edmund Kirkskadden, David Andrew Spears, Richard Charles Mallory. She's claimed that they all kind of attacked her. So it's just, like, if she's telling the truth, she shot the lot of them. Shot several times. Mallory was. Spears shot 6 times. Kirkskadden was shot 9 times. Peter Abraham Seams was shot. His body was never found, actually. Troy Barres. He was a sausage salesman. Not a bad lad, so. Now, come on. Is that another name for a gigolo? Are they joking here? He was 50, a sausage salesman. Going door to door with the old sausages. That's what it says here, anyway. I'm on Wikipedia, that's my source. In 1990, he was reported missing. July 31st. August 4th, body found in a wooded area along State Road 19. He'd been shot twice. Oh, she took it easy on him. Charles Richard Dick Humphreys, 56. Found in Marion County, 1990. He was fully clothed and had been shot 7 times in the head and torso. His car was found in Suwannee County. Walter Gino Antonio, a trucker, security guard and reserve police officer. November 19, 1990, his naked body was found near a remote logging road in Dixie County. He'd been shot 4 times. 5 days later, his car was found in Brevard County. Jesus, that's where I went to prison. Oh. Brevard County Jail. Big update coming about my trial, actually, as well, over in Florida. Big things happening. Could be over soon. Could be back in the US sooner than I thought. I'll do an episode about that soon. But yeah, this woman, Jesus, I suppose you call these guys Johns, don't you? That's what you call a fella who, I don't know if you know that. Or was it a trick? No, John. So a John is a fella who, you know, does a bit of business with the old prostitutes. You'd wonder, there's a lot of, you know, it's not as bad of serial killers as the old climate change, but she's not. But Jesus, she caused a storm. Now I don't know. I'd imagine the details of, like, did they try? If they tried to sexually assault her, then they deserve to be shot. There's no doubt about it. They had a bit of a few of them had a bit of a history as well, a bit of prior. I'm just trying to think. That term triggered something in me, the sexual assault thing. I was thinking, have I ever been? I remember the first time I went to a gay bar. Well, it was a gay nightclub. I'd been in a gay bar first. My first ever gay night. I was standing in line in the opium rooms. There was a big disco on. A lot of dry ice everywhere. Things were pretty foggy. I was getting foggy as well. I was having a great night. Standing at the bar, and a guy just... I didn't have a mullet at the time, but a guy just ran his hand down the back of my neck and gave me a shoulder massage on my right shoulder. And when I look back, was it a sexual assault? More of a sensual assault, I'd say. I kind of got a bit of a shiver, and then I saw it was a big, like, Viking looking fella. I was like, oh, get away. He went to kiss me then. I was like, no. Not gay, sorry. But I tell you, I was flattered all the same. Very flattered. If you are going to get hit on by a gay man, only the best for me. Jess, I wouldn't like to go home with him though. Oh, poor cold blimey. No way. Yeah, had a good night. I lost one of my favourite jackets I ever had that night. Yeah, anyway, sorry, I digress. Peter Abraham seems he's a retired seaman. What's going on here? A sausage salesman, a seaman, Dick Humphreys, part-time rodeo worker, Carricksadden was. It's just, I don't know. I do believe it. Anyway, she was incarcerated at Broward County in Florida. She appealed in 96, 2001. She stated her intention to dismiss her legal counsel and terminate all pending appeals. I killed those men, she wrote. Robbed them as cold as ice, and I'd do it again too. There's no chance in keeping me alive or anything, because I'd kill again. I have hate crawling through my system. I'm so sick of hearing this she's crazy stuff. I've been evaluated so many times. I'm competent, sane, and I'm trying to tell the truth. I'm one who seriously hates human life and would kill again. Sounds like climate change. While her attorneys argued that she was not mentally competent to make such a request, Wuornos insisted that she knew what she was doing, and a court-appointed panel of psychiatrists agreed. I don't know what I got. Just felt right there. Sorry. 2002, she began accusing prison matrons of tainting her food with dirt, saliva and urine. She said she overheard conversations among prison personnel, trying to get me so pushed over the brink by them I'd wind up committing suicide before the execution, and wishing to rape me before execution. She also complained of strip searches, tight handcuffing, door kicking, frequent window checks, low water pressure, mildew on her mattress, and catcalling in distaste and pure hatred towards me. She's threatened to boycott showers and food trays when certain officers were on duty. Yeah, she's I don't know. She basically was getting treated inhumanely in prison, she said. In the weeks before her execution, she gave a series of interviews to Nick Broomfield and talked about being taken away to meet God and Jesus and the angels and whatever is beyond the beyond. In her final interview, she once again charged that her mind was tortured at BCI. What's BCI? I don't know what that is. Broward Correctional Institution. So the prison she was in. Her head crushed by sonic pressure, food poisonings and other abuses worsened, she said, each time she complained. So there was a lot of things going wrong here. She also turned on her interviewer. You sabotaged my ass. society and the cops and the system aped. I can't say that, can I? Woman. I said it already. Got executed and was used for books and movies and shit. Her final on-camera words were, "Thanks a lot, society, for railroading my ass." Don't know what that means. She died by lethal injection, October 9, 2002. Declined her last meal, which could have been anything under $20, and instead received a cup of coffee. Her last words were, "Yes, I would just like to say I'm sailing with the Rock and I'll be back, like Independence Day with Jesus. June 6th, like the movie. Big mothership and all. I'll be back. I'll be back." She died at 9:47 a.m. Second woman in Florida and the 10th in the US to be executed since the 1976 United States Supreme Court decision restoring capital punishment. She was cremated. Her ashes were scattered beneath a tree in her native Michigan by her childhood friend. At Wuornos' request, Natalie Merchant's song "Carnival" from Merchant's album Tiger Lily was played at her funeral. She spent many hours listening to this album on death row. When she found out about this, she gave permission to use the song. When Merchant found out about this, she gave permission to use the song in the closing credits of Broomfield's documentary Aileen, Life and Death of a Serial Killer. Yeah, so you'd have to look deeper into that case to find out the ins and outs of all the accusations and the evidence, but I'm sure maybe you have to go with what the law says there, and maybe it wasn't self-defense, because if it was self-defense 7 times, I mean, maybe it was just a misunderstanding with the sausage salesman. Oh, don't make light of that sort of stuff. Make light of that. It's just, I'm not making light of anything, right? Just, it came into my head, so I said it, okay? Alright, so that's Aileen Wuornos. She is the weekly serial killer. Good to have a bit of equality here with a female serial killer. There is more as well that I'll be looking into. But yeah, a Floridian. Well, she did it in Florida. Next up, the Agony Uncle section. The Agony Uncle section was sent to me by a friend of mine. I'm going to read it out for you now, guys. Dear Dan, I opened up my Spotify Discovery playlist this week. By the way, that's just a playlist that Spotify makes for you every week. And was surprised to see that the Mick Constantine song, "There's Only One Conor McGregor," was in the playlist. Do you think that this song should still be on Spotify? And are you surprised that it came up in my Spotify playlist? So this song, I looked into this. What an interesting. How are they still putting that song on? Are they trolling? 2017, a guy called Mick Constantine made a YouTube video. Him with a little pink guitar. There's an Irish flag in the background as well, which is very controversial these days. I mean, kid from Dublin with more than a dream. I'll actually put the lyrics up here while I'm talking about it. If you listen to it, it's quite a catchy number, but it's 8 years ago. It's amazing what can happen to someone's reputation in 8 years, and let's face it, mostly brought on by himself. I mean, maybe it's the trauma of a lot of stuff in this song talks about how he's gonna beat Floyd Mayweather and stuff like that, but I mean, he fell off the fighting scene. He lost a few big fights, which is fair enough, but I think then changed. Just obviously was involved in a very controversial thing with the allegations with the case he was in. He got guilty of whatever it was. I don't know the right words. Guilty of sexual assault, I think, on a civil matter or something. Sorry guys, I'm not very well read up on these, but a bad egg anyway. A bad egg. Now, I wouldn't want to say it to his face though. I hear all these comedians talking about him on stage. I have a little joke about him, but I wouldn't. I'd be careful. Wouldn't say anything to his face still. Hey, Conor. How are you? I wouldn't. Absolutely box the head off you. You would. Didn't Mike Tyson have something similar happen in his career? Maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure if it was similar, but he was cock of the walk for a good while, and then he kind of went a bit off the rails, didn't he? Is there? I don't know. What's your opinion on that? This has just popped into my head. I could be completely wrong, but is there parallels between what happened to Mike Tyson and what happened to Conor McGregor? Obviously, Tyson was a boxer and he was phenomenal level for a long time, but they both kind of hit the peak in their respective sports, didn't they? And seemed to suffer when things started to go bad. I mean, there is that what goes up must come down, isn't there? I feel it doing stand up, even in just doing 10 minutes and getting laughs throughout and then stepping off stage. I mean, like, oh, is this all there is? Oh, man. And then also getting older in general, I mean, that's dreadful. The harsh reality of getting older, going past your peak physically. I like to think that we learn mentally as we go along and get stronger in that way, but I mean, these guys had a lot of money, which it's the root of all evil, isn't it? I mean, yeah. Even with the climate change thing I was talking about earlier, I don't know enough about it to be an expert on it. All I can look at is my gut instincts on the headlines and stuff. But I guarantee you, the world would be in a lot better place. The atmosphere, the rivers, if it wasn't for the greed that money brings. And we're all at it. We're all in the system. And we're all at it, but it's definitely the power of money that drives destruction. Whether it's giving people who don't have the... I mean, these people are fighters, the likes of Tyson and Conor McGregor. They're fighters, they're not economists. They're not frugal business people. I mean, they may become that with advisors after, but you just end up being a savage fighter, because that's what you do. You make your money with that, and then you're just left with loads of money. And then what happens? Obviously, high testosterone, access to everything you want, and then what happens? So yeah, that's just to talk about that song. It was just, I listened to it. I can't really play it here, I don't think, because of copyright. I'll put the lyrics up, but you should listen to it. It's on Spotify. It's called "There's Only One Conor McGregor." It was back when he was flying high, just about to fight Floyd Mayweather in the boxing. The whole country was behind him, and now he's at best a divisive figure. So yeah, to have it, I mean, if it's still, it's a classic case of something in the past being in a different context, isn't it? So why wouldn't it be on Spotify and YouTube? I think it was quite actually nice to listen to it and think back to a time when he was doing what he does best and representing Ireland, and we all watched it. We had great nights watching that. But my God, I remember being in the Living Room, which is a pub in Dublin City, and it was one of the only pubs that stayed open late enough. I think it was the Alvarez fight when he won the championship, and I ended up getting an arm wrestle. My mates forced me into an arm wrestle. I was after drinking about 12 cans, and I went in there. I was locked. There was a fella on a roll arm wrestling in there, a little small kind of Asian stocky dude, beating everybody. And about 7 or 8 of my mates were like, "Get in there, Dan." I'm a fan of arm wrestling, I dabbled. Get in there, and I got in there, and they were all betting on me and stuff. Two sides. Some bet on the guy, some bet on me. Boom! I absolutely annihilated him. Messed with his head and everything. Gave him a few of them. Gave him a bit of dirty talk. No, not sorry, not dirty talk. Trash talk. Imagine that. Yeah. Hey, big boy. I'm gonna take you down. Uh. No, you can't do that in arm wrestling. It's not allowed. Licking your fingers before you. Come on, big boy. No, sorry to the people listening. Just that's me. Just getting carried away. If dirty talk replaced trash talk. Yeah. Anyway, I beat him, and then later on, I got attacked outside after the Conor McGregor fight. There must have been, I'd say there was kilograms of cocaine being done in that place that night. I didn't do it. Walking out, talking to some woman, and a fella came over and just punched me in the head. So then I punched him in the head twice, grappled him to the ground, punched him in the head again, and then I got dragged off him. That's just how it works. That's self-defense, you know. I didn't go as far as Aileen Wuornos, but had to do what I had to do, and we were all okay in the end. It's just boys will be boys, isn't it? It was about 10 years ago, 10 years ago. I was 26. So yeah, I mean that's the Conor McGregor thing. Interesting thing. What a surprise to find it in your Discovery Weekly thing. I think that's a troll by Spotify. I don't know if he was trolling me as well with saying that, but the fact that the guy hasn't taken it down as well is is interesting. Because obviously he knows he wrote the song, and great song, catchy. He did a few of them catchy tunes, I think. Mick Constantine. Check him out. And you can't blame the guy. No, you can't, because it was in a different context and it was in a time when everybody loved it. So it's an odd one. Alright, now it's time to finish off with the mullet over section. This week's question. This is an interesting one. I don't think it's going to last long though. If you try to fail and succeed, which have you done? You failed. Yeah, you have, haven't you? Because you didn't want that to happen. It's stupid, that one, actually. There's another one here. If two mind-reading people read each other's minds, whose mind are they reading? Each other's. I can't look. I might drop this mullet over thing. They can't. All right, we'll type one more in now, just live, right? I just Google it. That's how I get them. Light-hearted philosophical question, please. Oh, okay, this is the. If a tree falls in the forest and no one's around to hear it, but it lands perfectly on a forgotten bag of potato chips, does the crunch count as the tree's final witty remark? Absolutely. Yes, it does. It's also a wasted bag of potato chips, isn't it? But they're probably going to be stale if they've been forgotten. But if so, there wouldn't be much of a crunch, would there? This is disappointing. I can't find a philosophical question to. I might start making up my own. Or we might have to replace this section. What do you think, guys? Can you send me in something? Please, just send me stuff, will you? Don't be scared. Send me your agony uncle stuff. Send me in philosophical questions. I think the agony uncle thing covers the. I think it covers the mull it over thing, because it always gives me something to mull over. Plus, I was looking at the stats on the last episode and it just went towards the end. Very, very hard on the old nerves seeing that. When you see your episode just tank. Only 40% of people finishing it. Oh my god. Mull that over, says you. Guys, anyway, please give 5 stars on the Spotify. Follow along. on the YouTube. Share, please. Please, trying to build something here. And I will keep going. Even if there was only one person listening, I would keep going because I absolutely love doing this. I love doing this show, especially. It's been really exciting doing it. Feels right. Thank you all for listening. That's not the end now. Don't on me now, okay? Don't just drop off. Just listen for a sec, please. Let's start interacting a bit more. If you want, I'm not forcing you, but just share it around. If you like the podcast, share it with people you know. But I know that one thing that I find about podcasts and shows is that they're like a friend to me, you know. Like I listen and watch some YouTube channels, and it's like you're hanging around with the person. So I like that as well. It's good to hang around with you. You know, it's a bit mad, but you know, better than no one, isn't it? Better than looking at the four walls, says you. But that's it for me this week. This is the Dan Stevens Show. This has been episode 11. It's been lovely talking to you. I almost had a guest on this week, by the way, as well. So just be patient with me. It's going to be serious crack when I have a guest on. Alright, so guys, I hope you've enjoyed. I've enjoyed doing it. I will be back next week with the next one. I'll be back next week with the next one. Thanks, guys. Chat soon.